Right. Air It Out Radio. It's the queen of internet radio. Make sure y'all check out the website, airitoutradio.net. I'm here with Nali. What's going on, girl?
None, living a dream.
It's a dream. That dream
Yeah,
motherfucker, ain't it?
right.
It's always something. It's always
Right.
all right. So last time I saw you, you was in the group. Now, is that still going on, or is it separated, or how is that? What's going on with that?
Oh yes, can't tell. That's my cousin. So, I mean, we always have, had our separate things that we were interested in doing, but so it's always something that's always there that we can go back to at any time. We stay together. We go to each other's studio sessions and help each other and do she did a album. I did some co-writing on that, so yeah, definitely still doing the Cantel thing.
I guess I was looking on your page. I was like, there she go right there. But I know I know like I know you doing separate. I didn't know like, if it is split up or y'all gonna come back, you know.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do something. We were just in the studio like 2 weeks ago or something. We got to go back coming up here in the next couple of weeks, but uh it was just an opportunity to so we can both just push some separate projects too, because it's like us together is really good, it's really dope, I love it. And then but it's also too like we have different approaches to things. Even in that, even in Cantel, you could tell we have two different kind of approaches to things. That's part of the whole gist of the whole group anyway.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was like, I forgot how the question I asked y'all. I said, about the church lady, and you was like, we are the church lady.
Right. Right. Exactly. So yeah, it's just something that's still there because we definitely collaborate. Just doing jam sessions, that's just something we do. That's something we enjoy doing. So it's always gonna be like, oh, you wanna go? We're gonna do something.
See, y'all might as well just
Yeah.
together if that was the case, what I mean? You might as well just she's like, no, I need to do my own thing.
Well, it's because it's just like when it's just like with friends, how you got a friend that just just got engaged, and then you got one that it'd be like, well, that's going on. So we got a different mindset. So I think it's important for us to share our mindsets in our different walks of life too. You know what I mean? So I think that as we were experiencing life in our separate ways, it was important for us to still be able to express that, and we can come together because we have mutual things that's going on too. But it's also important for her to like, I might be like in a different attitude at the time, like I ain't, that I ain't about to lie to nobody. She'd be like, Kanisha, some people really are in love. I'd be like, okay, so no.
Right, like no.
So it's just that it's just that element, and I just think that's good too, because we can do that and express our ways. I could express my response to her, and she can respond to me, and then when we do our separate thing, it's cool. We can just uh explore on that level too.
Well, you looking good, by the way. Your skin is
Thank
popping.
you.
I'm saying you like you just got off the, like you just got off the boat somewhere. You just came back from vacation. You looking good.
Hey, look, it's funny because I knew, I was thinking something might happen. So today I said, just in case things don't work out, I got my blazer at work. I had the good safety pin with this at work. You know what I'm saying? And the blazer came, and I said, okay, then I could then I could take the blazer off and stuff. I said, I gotta be multitasking just in case something like what just happened. I'm like,
Oh, you good. You good. You just had
yeah.
a birthday, right?
I'm sorry.
You just have a birthday?
No, my birthday is in March.
You were
So
celebrating,
some time ago.
right? Or something.
Huh?
You celebrating somebody's birthday. I seen something about Virgo, or you went to a party or something.
Oh yeah. I did a performance at somebody's birthday.
Oh, okay.
someone invited me to perform at their birthday. They did like an all female venue, and she invited me there, and so I did. I performed a couple of songs over there in at a place called Touch of Class in Sacramento, one of like our oldest clubs. You know, it's one of the OG clubs. Been there since forever. You know.
Okay. So, explain Floss City because I know they hit me up and they've been very adamant about getting you in stuff. So they're your management or like what exactly are they to you?
Yes, Floss City is definitely my management, my motivation. It's like in a place where I was definitely messing around with music and stuff like that, but it's like Big Raj, shout out to him. When I shared some of my things with him, he was just like, "Yeah, you need to do something with that." So it's definitely management, guidance, coaching. One of the most solid people to meet somebody when you don't know somebody or something like that, and for a person to be solid like that from day one, especially men,
Right.
uh, yeah. I mean, for me, I was just like, I'm looking around the corner, like, you sure? What else you? No, no, but but definitely solid and definitely on top of things. Um, yeah, he definitely like backs me up and even more than that because he'll be like, "Hey, what you doing? Hey, what's going on?" Because I be just kind of like, "Well, I did this, I put this sometimes," but he always putting that fuel and fire up under me.
You need that support sometimes.
Yes, yes,
Finding it.
definitely. Yeah, he been doing it for a while. It's just I think it's like just one of his passions, but he's a solid person and he gets out there and he works for any of us on Floss City. He works more than he even has to.
Mm. Is it harder being in a group or is it easier? Because I just asked somebody, they was in a group and now, I mean, you're still in, but is it easier to move around with or without? Or is it like, do you miss that? I need her, that type of vibe.
I think that it's pretty similar for me, especially because that's my cousin. I mean, we've been inseparable, like literally. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's like you have those times where you just don't agree with stuff, but I believe we got like a good foundation. Like, so it's still like we got some, get right underneath us. Like if we doing too much, like I feel like I have effective perspective to her and vice versa. Somebody I could trust. I think a lot of people sometimes are in these situations and they share a mutual desire about something, but they don't share a mutual foundation. So then you when those things you have the desire of you don't handle things the way I handle. This is somebody that I can respect them when my eyes closed, has integrity, and I know that. So it's really simple. It's like me almost dealing with me in a sense. If there was no other way, like with her, I don't know about nobody else, but with her, it's like me dealing with me on that type of level. We're different artists, but as far as our morality and our integrity, we come from the same place. So it's cool. And it's always cool to have somebody on the stage with you.
Yep.
And it's fun to talk to them, somebody's up there. But I like being on stage, so
Mhm.
I just be in my own world anyway. So it's like whether I'm with her or by myself, you still gonna see Naylee come through because when you being truthful 100% of the time, it ain't gonna be no different. So it's
All right.
you know,
That's right. So let's get to know Naylee. Okay.
okay.
What what would you say, what type of person would Naylee be? Describe Naylee to somebody else that doesn't know who you are as an artist.
I am definitely raw. I have conflicted emotions. I display them in my music. I'm very much okay with being a human. I'm very much okay with making mistakes. I'm very okay with sharing that with people because I feel like what I have opportunity to expose is I get to expose something that some people don't have the opportunity to expose. I could just say how it is what I think it is, you know, and I don't have to be right. You know, I just got to be present. And that's who I am. I'm just present. I do the best with what I can do. And even when I'm not doing my best, then I trust myself in that. I trust myself to get back to where I'm going to be. I'm very observant. I love music. It's inspiration all around. It's just like, I'm just a person who just, I'll just be straight up, and I just love giving that side of it, you know, and being able to show some different sides of the game in a sense, because it's like me rapping and singing. You know, I'm not like no ballad singer or anything like that. I'm not no Whitney Houston. I don't try to act like that. I can carry a tune. I could write some music, definitely, but I can rap. A lot of people don't expect me to rap. You know, it depends on what dynamic they met me. Some people are like, I didn't know you rap, like, and then they say you didn't know I rap, and then they like rap something, and then they be like, oh, I didn't know you rap like that. Then I got then I got people who know me from the rap and like, oh, you sing? I didn't know that you sing, because they sometimes don't see both those things together like that. So it's you know, it's fun. It's fun with the element of surprise. People don't be knowing, you know. It's like me switching my wigs. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yeah, you know.
Would you say is your, Mount Rushmore, right? Where they
hmm
put in and stuff. Who would you put your favorite rappers on Mount Rushmore?
Uh, favorite rappers. That's so hard for me to say, but I definitely uh I gotta put Juvenile up there for that 400 Degrees, because that was like an album I took in and was like, he didn't have to be metaphoric. He ain't trying to be all philosophical like I be trying to be deep, but it was like game giving the whole time. You know, I just love it. I could listen to that whole album all the way through. It's definitely a staple for me. Um, I mean, newer like Kendrick Lamar, I think he's amazing. You know, uh, and another person newer is Smino. I like that guy. He's just very diverse.
Mino?
Yeah, his name is Smino, but he kind of has the rapping and kind of singing type thing going on. But he's very lyrical, and I like him a lot. But and those that and, you know, that's more of a new person, but like back in the day I definitely was like listening to Lauryn Hill, like most people, Missy. It's just a different it's the different approaches that they have, and like and I'm a Sugar Free, so my I'm a Sugar Free fan. He talk all the pimping and everything, but he just be spitting bars, and it's just so it's like water, you know. It may not be the most you know, politically correct things, but I mess with, like, you know, like him and um some of the like West Coast or underground people too. So, but yeah, those people, those are kind of like some of my I listen to when I'm like, if I get in a dry space, I'm like, let me listen to this, you know, let me go here, and then I got Al Green, like that's my other little,
Yeah.
I go there.
Can't go wrong with Al Green now.
Yeah, it's like that. It's just that little combination. Like they be like, "How you listening?" I'll switch from Al Green to.
What do you
I'm
think
like, I need it
about
all.
what do you think about the female and like the female genre is like where they're going right now? Because you got a lot of the sweep the floor and the nasty rapping, and I know you rap nasty too a little bit when you was, but men feel like, well, I ain't gonna say men, just some people in the industry feel like it's too much raunchiness going on, right? They feel like
Right.
more lyrics anymore. What's your opinion about that? Do you feel like it's cool where it's at, or you know, they could switch it up a little bit?
I mean, they can keep doing what they're doing. I think these are people that's at home. They sitting in the living room that ain't sharing with us need to come out. Let them do what they do. I mean, people have something to say about them, but they laying up with them. They creeping with them. That's what's really going on. So I don't see where the problem is. I'm like, you know, because everybody got their lane. Like, you might be upset if they try to go on that other lane. I don't do what you do good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that might not be if they try to go some other level. It might seem fake, or or you know what I'm saying, or push. Like I'm not, I don't want anybody to be anything other than themselves. And if you going through, if you're going through the whole phase for longer than the average person, that's your walk. So that's how she think. That's what she doing. That's what she's supposed to share. She ain't supposed to be trying to be me or anybody else.
What do you think
So I
about
just feel like that's cool.
what do you think about when like the girls that are rapping that have boyfriends, but then they're telling everybody to be single. Like you don't need that nigga, da 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 da. Because men feel like, okay, y'all got these girls out here talking about, leave your man and you don't need no man and spend his money, but then they got boyfriends and they feel like they're trying. But my whole perception about it is like they're songwriters, right?
Yeah,
They could be writing about something that happened 5 years ago.
that's true. You definitely never know. I feel like when I hear that, I mean, that's why you got to have game yourself. If you looking, you like you just said, to me, if a person's looking at that, like, how's she gonna be doing that and she doing this? Like, that's part of the game. Like, we're selling the game. We're not that don't gotta be her life. Like, if you want to, if stupidity is gonna give me some money, then hey, that's on you. Like, I don't, it's like if I was a person who was just easily influenced, it'd probably be a problem for me. And I can understand people like having daughters and things like that. I'm like, oh, they're teaching my daughter, but then who has a bigger influence? Like her or you as the mother or the auntie or whoever it is, like, but a lot of them is lying and a lot of them is doing some of the same similar things too. So it's like, it's important to know that that dynamic exists. It's important to know that people just doing what they can do to get paid. Like, uh, instead of the whole stroll, it's the rap game. But all you got to do is go in the studio, panties on. So I don't, it's like,
Do you feel like the artists, the hip hop artists, or just music in general is affecting the younger generation and like the kids? And whose fault is it?
oh, it's definitely whatever comes out of our mouth is we are responsible for. So that's why I'm saying when people decide to do that, they have to understand what comes with that. And everybody don't believe in the same thing, but I think you got to answer to whatever that you do. So if you want to be confident, you feel comfortable coming before the Lord with that. I can't wait for him to hear what you got to say. Yeah, but but the truth is, like, even in just in general, if I'm going through something in my life and like a child or somebody younger is looking at me and thinking she can look up to me, it's not that I signed up for them to follow after me, but you do have to understand platform too. Like, I do think it's a powerful place, and I think it's more responsible for you to, when you get that power, to understand that, and it is something to be cherished, because especially as Black people, like, man, if we can control the trends and all that, we could be setting the bar for a whole nother thing. So you got to choose what you. Some people ain't fighting for nothing. They want to be seen, or they whatever it is. They just want the money, and don't realize how much power they have. Like, these girls or these young men is ready to follow you at the end. At the drop of a dime. That's power. But if you choose to use your power in those ways, that's on you. But I do feel like, that our words do have power, and that when you decide to go out there, just be ready for it. Like some people say, oh, I didn't sign up to be no role model. Uh, you putting something out in the air so it lives. Like, you're giving something that, if you if you underestimate the fact of the life that lives in words and things that you do, you ain't in this world alone. So you're definitely, people are gonna have perspective and stuff like that. And I think that a conscious person will be like, hey, they're gonna realize that. But everybody ain't on that level yet. Some of those same people 10 years or 15 years from now gonna be telling us like, yeah, the industry almost killed me. And you know what I'm saying? We've seen it before. Like, when they get to them humble spaces, you know what I'm saying? And start shaving their hair and coloring it, and doing all that type of stuff when they start trying to really find themselves, but it's just in their own timing, they're reacting off of whatever their desire is. And when you start getting more knowledgeable and get more wisdom, you start reacting on purpose, but they ain't there yet. So
Where do you see yourself in like, 10 years? What do you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself doing this or retiring or
No, I don't. Retirement is like a word that I just don't even it just because I'm like, if it's still gonna come out of me, I'm gonna do it because I'm not even doing it for just for any specific person or anything. It's like really something that's in me, something I enjoy, something that a passion of mine. It's really a art form and expression, it's like it's kind of like a diary out loud. Like I could see myself still being in little venues, like, hey, invite me to to the cookout. I'll be up in there singing my little songs,
Hey.
as long as it's allowed, because why not, the life routine of life sometimes just it just gets boring. And I just feel like having something like this or anything that you do that's yours, that's you need to keep on pushing. I think it keeps you more vibrant. I think it keeps you more younger in the heart and all that. Not if you know the reasons why that you're doing it. I'm not here to just. Of course, I want to make money. Don't get me wrong, but it's something that I've enjoyed with no money that I could sit around the table and love to do.
Love what you're doing. That's why.
Yeah,
Once you love what you're doing, then it's nothing. But is
right.
there any part of the game that you absolutely just can't stand?
Um, I think that something that has bothered me, like not as much now, but at first it was like when people, you think you're getting an answer from somebody, like, how do I take these steps? How do I do this and that? And it's like the runaround. You be like, okay, tell me, how do I do that? You sit there and then people are like, oh, all you got to go do is this and then get your distribution. You go over here to DistroKid and this, and you like, I don't. What does that mean? No, like they're not breaking it down. People want to be gatekeepers about everything, and it's like,
A lot of stuff
um,
on YouTube though.
yeah, it is. It's just, but it's like even the stuff on YouTube. Some stuff is like it really gets really intricate. Like some of these details, like when you're really doing it. Some stuff that's
Doing it
like
right.
even
You're doing it right.
yeah, you're like, wait a
Done right.
minute. You think you're doing something, and then you find out they're like, well, you like, wait a minute. Is this an engineer or is he a producer? What does this mean? Like, it's just little things sometimes that you're just trying to figure out. And when it comes to breaking down money and stuff, you try to figure out, how do I know? Some people be feeling like if they told you, if you say okay, and they tell you to say okay, they get credit for that because they said a longer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just, it's a lot going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So it's, I think that, and then I just think that, I think people should give like some of the like different local talents and underground talents, just go out to these places. They're cheap, and you can find some jewels in these places. Like, I've went places and didn't know any of the people and just really enjoyed myself sitting somewhere with some artists that may not be the names of people that you know. Sometimes it'd be trash. I'm not gonna lie, but but
Passion.
but but still, I could get a joke out of that. I mean, I'm gonna find a way to laugh or something, but I'm just saying, like, um, people, they want to stick to, a lot of times want to stick to what they're used to, and then that's why they don't get to find anything new. So I just think sometimes just the people put their trust, they put the eggs all in one basket, like, oh, I'm gonna give this to this person, a person that won't even see you. If you were to sit in a room with 25 people, that somebody would appreciate you and see you, learn to appreciate those people who take the time and
I
is
appreciate
you could be seen, you could hear them, you could, it's like I was thinking like I go to this concert and be who knows how many rows back, and then felt like I did something, like I paid 350. I'm thinking that's a lot, and I still ain't nowhere. I could have stayed at home and looked at it on the phone and seen it closer. I got to look at the TV to see it, and it's nothing wrong with going there. But I'm just saying that just remember that there's a lots of talent out there, whether it's musicians, artists. Just enjoy what's around you, because some people don't even know what's going on in their own city. Like, you don't even know nobody in the city.
you.
You know.
Have you like I know I interviewed you a while ago. What have you
Mhm.
done from then till now? Anything different?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cliche, but what I've learned is, which I've heard before, but I feel it now, is like all that's up to you. Like, putting the stuff out there and stuff like that, like being consistent. Um, it's important. Like it's like something that somebody told you, we all know that, but no, it's real. It's like, no, nobody don't know you because you ain't introducing yourself to nobody. And it's like something I wrote to myself recently, like, what if your discomfort is worth $1,000 or $10,000 because you don't want to say nothing, or you just today didn't want to take 3 minutes to post something? Or, you don't know. It's too, like, the platform is so open right now. It just reminds me of back in the day where people are going to stand in front of Motown and they just be singing and somebody might notice them. And people are like, it's not like that no more, but it kind of is like now because you could just throw something on there and one person could just look at it and they cousin of a cousin of Russell Simmons or something. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like what it's gonna be. So I definitely have learned that I can't blame anybody but myself when it comes uh to the response I get from people because I'm not being consistent. I gotta make sure if I believe in some people don't know me enough to believe me, and that's their right. But if I, it's up to me to make sure I'm serving my purpose and myself, like, and selling that brand of myself. So I really was like a person that's like, well, I'm not really that much on social media. That's just not my thing. Like that can't be it. Like, it has to be your thing now. It has to be.
Love it. Yeah. Do you feel like is it harder to be a singer or is it harder to be a rapper when you get into these rooms?
I think it's on a performing level, it's harder to be a singer because that ain't no joke. Like when you go to the studio, like, and you got to give notes right and stuff like that, you don't hear that. Rapping's more like talking, so it's more fluent for me, but it's more male dominated, definitely. So
Yeah.
I gotta come in there with a presence, like, because they think I'm gonna do what we was just talking about. They think I'm gonna be like, it's all beneath the belt. That's what they think. And I'd be like, okay, let's go. Let's freestyle. I'll go freestyle with you. So let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's like making that point because they already have that perception that, oh, what's she gonna do? Like, oh, rap something.
That's it. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. I know her about. Do you
right, right.
do you- have you ever, and I ask a lot of the females this, have you ever felt like disrespected as far as, because you said it is a male dominated world, have the men ever like try to get with you or disrespect you at any point in time in the music industry because you wouldn't do something or you wouldn't mess with them sexually or whatever the case is, or you wouldn't do something that they wanted to do and they was trying to hold your stuff hostage or anything like that because they wanted you know what I'm saying? They wanted you to do something and you didn't want to do it. Have you ever been in those situations?
Well, I have been in situations where I see people acting funny, like about something, but I definitely make sure that my presence is known. So I think like some people don't even try to approach me in that way because I don't even the way I'm coming in while I'm talking, like, first of all, like, no, or I'm just not talking at all because I'm like, I know what I came to do. When everybody is
Hey,
rolling up
like,
weed and doing all that, yeah, I ain't coming rolling up no blunts or nothing. I'm in here, like, so you gonna see it's a different type of party. You know what I mean? Like, you think that, and if I drink something or something like that, I'm not gonna overdo myself like that. But I've also been, it's also the intimidation. Like, happened to me more often than any other thing is people trying to put me at the end of the song to do this type of stuff, don't know what I have to really offer. Like, oh yeah, just put this on there, and then they be hating if I really come with some heat or something. Now all of a sudden, oh, okay, like, oh yeah, I don't know, or something like this. Or I've had some people in the past ask me to write for them, and they don't want me to tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes, and so it's like, and I'm like, oh, look, I don't gotta tell nobody, but I just think it's funny though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you really took the time to pull me to the side. I'm like, that's bold anyway. Just to even come to me and ask me, you know, like, oh,
but
like
that's good
you,
though for you, as long as
yeah, it is. It's just that, like, when I had an experience a while back where that was a situation. I was like, oh yeah, I don't gotta say nothing about nobody. I ain't worried about. I'm just trying to make a little money on the side since you're gonna pay me. Okay, cool. But then when it came down to it, the people that they were dealing with, was like, oh, we want to do some things and we want to do this tour. We're going to do this type of stuff. Would you be interested in coming? And all of a sudden something happened where the people that were like connected to him and everything are like, yeah, they said you were saying that the camp is weak and this and that. And I'm just like, where did all that come from? Because I don't even talk like that. Like, I'm like, I think the dude got worried about, the fact that he had me writing the stuff. And then when they decided that they wanted me to go, I don't know what happened with him or if they didn't extend the invitation to him or whatever happened. But then it just turned into this whole thing. And one of the guys from there, he came up to me and pulled me to the side and said, I'm gonna just tell you, he was like, you really talented. He was like, you better know all them niggas over there. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. So he said, we ain't gonna have no conversation because that's what it will turn into. But I just want you to keep on doing. But he just kept it 100 with me and was just like, yeah, it was just messy. And he kind of felt like he knew where it was coming from, because I was just shocked,
Not a guy
But
being messy.
yeah, like
Not a guy. God, but girls is usually messy, but not a guy.
I was so shocked though. It's like somebody telling you something you don't know where it came from. It's just like it's different when you know that you like I said this, did I say, no, but it was like a complete like, wait, what? When? How? Who? What are we talking about here? But I I I definitely feel like if you're not doing the thing they expect of you as a female artist, that and they think they know what they want you to say. Like I get that a lot too. Like, can you just come on here and be like, "Daddy, I'm waiting for you"? No, I can't. And no, because you ain't my daddy and I ain't waiting for you. So you ain't gonna catch me singing that because that's not happening.
So you got the music out, and what is this? Is it an EP or is it an album?
It's a full album. It's activated.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so it got a little bit of everything. As I got a lot of I got some R&B tracks on there, kind of like a song like Southern Soul vibe. I got something that sound kind of like old school Timberland type sound. Then I got some kind of sound like underground, almost sound like underground. I'll say 2000 rap. Then I got the little Too Short samples. So it's just a lot going on. It's like a
It's
candy bowl of things.
good though. That's good. What's your
Yeah.
favorite song?
Um. Well, one of my favorite songs is "Love Is." I like that song a lot because it just was, like you just have those moments. It's just like, every time I listen to it, I'd be like, "Yep, I think that summed it up right there for me." Like, yeah, because it's just, the song is just talking about. It just says, "I don't know what I don't really know what love is, but I don't want nothing that does this," because
Hmm.
it's it's not that I don't believe in it, but I'm like, I don't claim to be, I remember as a kid or even as a young adult, like at first my mom being like, y'all don't know what love is and stuff like that. And you'd be like, I think I love somebody. Like, you be wanting to defend yourself about it or something. And then as I got older, I'm like,
Is it?
I don't know if that was. Even when I claimed, I think like my first love, I was like, I don't know if that was what that was. Like I really like
You know what? You look like that married type that'll be cooking and cleaning and
I
no,
mean I do. I mean I do, but at
no,
the same time, I got my daddy in me, and my mom. I just don't.
got
I
your
just
way.
be realistic. Like I be like, I believe in that type of stuff, but I also believe that I'm just like, I don't feel like pretending. Don't get into nothing that you don't really want to do. Like test yourself out first before you come ruining my life. Don't test me. Test yourself first. Go have fun. Go do whatever you want to do.
You don't believe that relationships can work and prosper or he can be faithful?
Oh yeah, I do think that that's possible because it's discipline and that's something you got to work out. That's something that you have to do inside. Some people think that the person's going to come along and cause them to feel that way. Like I think like a lot of people be thinking like when I find the right one, I'm just going to do it for them. No, it's discipline is something that you're going to acquire within yourself. You don't take the person to come along and you think you're going to change because you found the right person. It's on your own. Like when there's times when I've been single and it seemed like I was anxious to be like, oh, I'm just happy to be free. But then in my recent singleness, it's like it's not. It's the freedom is me being responsible for myself, knowing what I'm doing. So this next time around, like I ain't trying to rush in a relationship to cheat on nobody when I can do what I want right now. So I don't
Do whatever you want, you know.
yeah,
Most of the
right.
time, they gonna let you do whatever anyway, you know.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I don't want to get into that little falsehood of just being like, so you could just be trying to control something. Like, cause then it's just like, I know in a relationship I could do what I want to. I just want to be okay with what I'm doing and having the discipline and making the decision because love is a decision. Like first it might be an accident, but the rest of it is a decision. It's just what you do. It's not how you feel all the time. So it's like,
Do
I'm
they
just like,
accept, do they accept you being like the ones that you do date or whatever? Do they like the fact that you are a singer, a rapper, or that you're in the industry, or do they have a problem with it? Uh-oh, it's them blink.
um,
It's them blinking back.
it is yeah, that's like a
Them boys
blended
like,
answer because because I'm telling you, like the way that I am at home, it's like they know I joke, they do this stuff like that. But when you're performing, you're a performer. They be looking at you like, what is that? Like,
boy.
because it's not that you're a different person, but it's like it's a performance.
Right.
So, some people ain't used to seeing that, like because a lot of people have certain hobbies, like, oh, I like to draw or I like to do this. Seeing somebody perform is like, oh, wait a minute.
You say
You
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 gonna do
doing
all
all that.
that.
Right.
Yeah, you doing
So
a little
sometimes
too
it's
much
like,
now.
okay. But then I've had experiences where it's a turn on to them because they like, I want to see you like that. Like you just
Mhm.
turn to that, like you got your hat tilted over here, like, I'm over here
Right.
doing my thug thizzle. They like, hold on now. Okay, what's going on here? So I've had mixed things like, and then there's the questions of like, because people talk to you and stuff like that. It does get you attention. Like, no matter how small the groups or whatever, somebody gonna say something. You come out, they say that, oh, I really like that, or what's your name, or something, something, something. So, some people can't handle you know, they'll be like, oh, okay. Okay, so you going to perform tonight? Like, okay, don't be up in nobody's face. Like I gotta be up in people's face. That's what
True.
that's
Okay,
what
so
I do.
listen, we gotta get up out of here. I definitely have fun with you, and I seen that weather that daytime change from night just that quick with you in the
I
car.
know, didn't it?
Oh my
Didn't it?
goodness! But you get home safe. I definitely appreciate you, and tell them where to find you real quick.
Okay, so on my IG is Nali underscore Nachu. That's NALI underscore Nachu NOTCHU. If you want like hard copies or like music straight from me, you can DM me for that. I'm definitely on all platforms on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube music and all those things. But yeah, collaborate, talk, let's talk to each other. Let's make money if we can.